there had been a fenced-off walkway and crossover bridge that led directly to the motorhome lot from near the exit of the Turn 3 pedestrian tunnel. And because of some track changes, that route was removed. So drivers now are picked up via golf cart, the way Busch was after the race, after they exit the infield tunnel, and that leaves them a little more exposed to crowds than they had been before. So, you know, as you mentioned, Carolyn, this is the second time in 10 months a driver has been accosted by a fan post-race. If you remember, that happened in the pits to Denny Hamlin after the race at Martinsville Speedway last year. So it's been a topic among drivers who have lobbied NASCAR and tracks for better security, and I think it'll continue to be a discussion point in the future.
All right, Dave, we appreciate the latest. Thank you very much. I want to welcome DJ and Parker into the conversation on this now. And Dale, I'll start with you. What is your initial reaction to this incident?
Highly disappointed here. And I realize that the things that I'm going to say here, I'm talking to a very, very small percentage, obviously way less than 1% of the fans that gain access. Our sport and NASCAR has done such a tremendous job of allowing the fans to be closer to the action and to the competitors than any other sport that there is out there. But this is taking it over the line. I don't care who you are, who you pull for, who you like, who you dislike. When it comes to this point, you know, booing someone, cheering for your driver, all that acceptable. You know, and drivers even are really good most of the time about being able to walk away from fans saying some really bad things to you. You know, you put that aside. This is a long 500-lap race at Bristol. You're really not in the mood unless you won the race to be listening to what people had to say, but you get away. I'm disappointed that Bristol Motor Speedway didn't have better security there. This is a very tight area. The fans aren't far away from the opportunity for the drivers to get to their motorhomes and leave the track after that. So having security there for all of these drivers, you know, we can't have any of the drivers being put in this position, much less a superstar like Kyle Busch being put in a position to where he's in a no-win situation whenever a fan is allowed to get to him and put his hands on Kyle Busch. Because if Kyle Busch turns around and kicks this guy's ass, then Kyle Busch is in real trouble. You know, he's got a lawsuit coming at him. But if this guy whips Kyle Busch, then nothing's going to be said because Kyle Busch is not, nothing's going to happen to him. So we have to do a better job with security. But fans have to take a better responsibility for the access that they have. You can't put the drivers in these type situations because it's not good for our sport, and it certainly is going to, at some point in time, you're going to lose that access if this continues.
It is certainly a safety issue, Parker, and I know that you were right around that area on the track. What did you see and experience?
Well, first of all, I think you said it well in saying commending Kyle Busch and holding restraint back, you know, in that situation. If you think about the day he had, which we'll get into a little bit later, and such, to have the restraint not to kind of do it, as you said, go after that guy in a lot of ways, as I think of myself, you know, getting accosted after a long race like that. You're kind of at wit's end anyway. You're wore out. That's the last thing you want to have happen. Two, you said it well, it's a privilege in this sport for fans to get so close to the stars when they enter the racetrack, when they're leaving the racetrack, and that in that area you have a fence that's lined with fans. They're all trying to get autographs. I signed autographs there. I'm sure you signed some autographs there over the weekend. And the fans are generally pretty gracious for that situation, and that situation is there because, as you said, NASCAR allows this, the tracks allow this. But when this happens, because of the tight confines, then this is going to get taken away. And that means that small 1% of fans that are going to do something like this is going to ruin it for all the other fans that are out there being able to get autographs, see their favorite drivers, interact with their favorite drivers, talk to them before and after the race. I saw tons of drivers come out of that tunnel and go up and sign autographs after 500 laps at Bristol. What other sporting event in the world do you get that close to the superstars right after the event? Nowhere. So that's the privilege we have. But if you're going to have actions like this and allow actions like this, then it's not going to continue.
As a Hall of Famer DJ and a driver that